Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to the world abroad, wherever you are. Welcome to the Optimistic M. I'm your host, Michelle, and welcome to my channel. Today, yesterday, I've actually talked to a coworker of mine, and we were talking about little things like stuff that we should have been taught in high school, such as like writing checks. Well, I'm not exactly going to come here to talk about writing checks, but who knows? It might happen one day. But anyways, I like to give life hack advices. Basically make life easier in my own way, because I know there's a million other people doing the same thing, but I want to do it my way. Now, I want to start with this. So I know right now there's millions of students across the United States right now, North America. I know Australia has already ended the semester, but anybody else who's studying right now, preparing for finals, all that, probably got a couple more weeks left before it wraps up. Before the holidays begin, before you can actually enjoy your time with family, friends, whatever. And you're probably thinking, well, what would make my life easier? Now, being a former student, because I'm an alumni, I can tell you from experience, first of all, get plenty of rest before finals. Get plenty of rest, because if you don't get any sleep, that hinders your creativity or anything else that has to do with writing or whatever. It affects your cognitive functions overall. So you want to get sleep, you want to get rest, even if it's very little bit. Now, I know certain times, now hopefully you don't wait till the last minute to actually do finals or study for finals or write papers, because I've done that too. So I know it happens, okay? It happens. But if you really, really want to help yourself in the end, start as soon as possible. Professors are going to say this: start as soon as you can. Now, it's not always easy to start as soon as you can, because you have everything going on. You have group projects going on, presentations, that kind of thing. But do your best to start as soon as humanly possible, because that will help you in the end, especially when everything starts to clash at the very end. And it's going to clash at the very end. Trust me, you're going to feel it. Study, of course. This is probably the most obvious thing. And again, don't wait till the last second to study, because you're going to have everything else coming seemingly at the same time, and it's going to be really, really, really stressful. Now, hopefully not, but if you have those classes, like I know people, and I've even had finals where they've happened all on the same day, and it's just like freaking hell. Save yourself the trouble and study as soon as possible. Now, I know it's hard, but it is feasible. Get rest. Start your papers as soon as possible, and start studying as soon as possible, because they're all going to clash. What else? I know there's plenty about it. Caffeine. Now, I've read articles about caffeine and how it can affect you, and actually it can help you quite a bit if you use it properly. But I will give you this one tip. Caffeine will only affect you once, so even a little bit is good. However, taking in more caffeine, consuming more caffeine, isn't going to do you any more better, pretty much, because you've already got a dose of caffeine. Now, this is given that you could probably take in more caffeine at any given time, and it may be more effective. However, I do stress that this will also affect your sleep later on if you do take in caffeine before going to sleep. Of course, your whole point of taking caffeine is actually stay awake. But after you take the dose of caffeine, that's pretty much your dose until it actually wears off. And you're going to have to look up how long it actually takes for that to happen, because it varies from person to person. And there's no substitute for sleep. I'm going to tell you this right now. I was writing this paper, and I had no choice, because I kind of waited to the last minute. And I basically had to write all night. Well, there's various factors there. I couldn't really come up with anything to write at the time. And when you're tired, it's much more harder to come up with something to write. I'll tell you. And I'm helping people, helping friends with this, so I have like that experience and my own personal experience, and I try to tell people, no, get rest, get sleep, cause it's going to affect you. You don't want to go in. The other thing is you don't want to go into the test tired. Major mistake. I took a pre-calculus exam and I thought I like was hot shit. No, I almost failed it. So, but that's probably another thing that I'm not a math whiz, so that's another factor. If you know you're not good at a subject, you're probably going to want to study it a lot more. Finance for me was hard, downright difficult. And the difficulty is grasping how difficult it was actually turned me off. So certain times I didn't go to class. In fact, I didn't go to class a lot of times, at least the lectures. The lecture halls were just, that's another story. It was just too much. But I did go to the workshops because those actually helped me. Every class is somewhat important, especially when it comes to math. I mean, you can't fake it. Math is something you have to do over and over and over and over and over until you actually get it. And I passed the class. Barely, but I did pass. Other advice is be smart about how you use your time. Now, if you're like me, you're gonna like the party sometimes. And I didn't do it too often, but when I did get a chance, hell yeah, I was out there. Especially when I was in Australia. I was, I didn't really go to the clubs so much, but I did go to the parties, the campus parties. And they're more controlled environment, and you get to meet people. So it's important to socialize. I think I've done something like this before, but I would say there's 3 types of people, right? 3 types of students. There's the ones that are going to study their brains out. There's ones that are going to party their brains out. And there's 3, my favorite, the balanced student. Balanced student says, hey, I'm going to play hard, but I'm also going to study hard. It's important because you don't want to take the same class twice. You want to waste your time. You don't waste your money. But equally, you also want to have some fun and meet friends. And who knows, you might meet your boyfriend or girlfriend or something, or somebody you're going to marry someday. Who knows? You just never really know. So balance your time and productivity, of course. It will help out in the end when you need to study and when you need to write your papers, because it's going to happen. And I think I am done for now. If you have any other advice, please put in the comment section below. Or if you want to see something, like ask me any questions, like how could I do this better, for example. Well, comment section is right down there. So put it below. Give me some feedback, suggestions, or anything like that, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I want to thank you for coming to my channel, visiting, of course, and definitely like, subscribe, and comment. And share, of course, if you think somebody else will benefit from this. This is just the first. There's going to be more coming. I know I did this one predominantly because I was just spontaneous about it, and I was like, well, the semester is actually finishing up, and this is great advice, I hope. I really hope this helped you or anybody that watches this. Because believe me, I went through it, and I have tons of more stuff I could talk about, seriously. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid, don't hesitate, okay? Anyways, it's been real. Cheers, and again, thanks for coming. Peace.